pretty awesome.
I was just going to see if I could pull them up while we talked.
Well, you can pull them up all you want. But
so is this? So this is the beginning of the Bill and Jason show.
Yeah, welcome. I'm Bill Hermann. That's Jason Jones, who's he's looking up his email while we talk to you on the show.
I am. I'm just catching up on a few things.
Well, that's okay.
I've been reading this book, Less Doing, More Living. So,
yeah.
So I'm learning how to effectively multitask.
Really? What is it? Is it a long book? Is it difficult to read?
It's a short book. It's really, really quick, and it says if Bill Hermann will keep talking, just keep working, and you'll get it all done.
Oh, so I'm vamping while he keeps looking this up. It is. You keep telling me what you're going to do. What are you doing? I hope that sound came up on our show.
Wow. Holy cow.
That's what it sounds like when Chopper's website comes up.
That is Chopper's website. It scared the daylights out of me.
That celebrates songs that are played for the public. In fact, good ones with hooks that get people singing along.
So welcome to Celebrating Songs on the Bill and Jason Show.
Well,
the first annual.
Honestly, I think
the first weekly.
How often are you going to celebrate Banner? Songs? I think that's pretty great. I mean, how many 200-year-old songs do DJs play?
How many times have you played that at a dance?
The Star Spangled Banner?
Yeah.
Well, not at every dance, but honestly, I have in the past.
Nobody dances to it.
No, but they'll sing to it. They'll all stand up, check their heart rate, take off their hats. You know my friend Chopper?
Yes.
The world's nuttiest DJ from Waverly, Minnesota. Look it up, world's nuttiest DJ, or
it's
chopperdj.com.
All the rumors are true.
He opens the dancing, usually, with the Star Spangled Banner.
Well, sure. That's actually kind of a great idea.
It is. Yeah. He brings the bride and groom out front. He plays the Star Spangled Banner, tells everyone to rise. They put their hand over their heart, and they take off their hats. Everyone sings, and then the bride and groom toss him a softball to throw out the first pitch for the dance.
Nice. That's brilliant. I'm stealing that. Now that's stealing worthy.
Isn't that great?
That's wonderful, creative, fun, and playful. And what's great about Chopper is he does his thing, and he's known for his thing. But he has a point of view. You know, he doesn't just go and just do anything, because that's just some guy being a ham and just doing anything. Right. He's got a specific shtick.
Right.
And people go, I'm hiring you for this ridiculous thing that you do. Well, it's not. I'm not
ridiculous.
Not ridiculous in a bad way. It's just you know what I mean. This silliness.
It's crazy. It's
fun,
nutty.
Crazy,
it's the world's nuttiest DJ. The guy
and all of his 1-2 jokes they're predictable. They're coming, and his audiences love them.
They come from miles around to come and see him. And his bar business itself, when he brings in his rig and his setup team show up with a semi truck and put his DJ booth behind a real front end of a GTO. Mm-hmm. With working lights and an aerial that comes up with a flag on it, takes out a blow dryer when they're singing, and he makes that flag flap in the wing.
The DJ, the especially the wedding DJ business has it's really split off into all kinds of expertise. You know, it's like you market different expertise than maybe somebody that mixes amazing, or the Chopper's expertise is different. Right. You know, it's all very different. It's not the same thing, but what's the same?
The one thing they have in mind,
the entertainment business.
Yeah,
and why Penn Jillette? Penn Jillette was, he started besides the Renaissance Festival doing a magic act, street performing and that sort of thing, right? Basically, you get some gear and you say, I'm a DJ. It's like you go to a magic shop, you learn some tricks, you're a magician.
Right. And you go out on the street and you create a staged entertainment piece.
And there are tons and tons and tons of people that say, I'm a magician.
Right.
Just like DJs, like anybody with a turntable, a pair of speakers, or just a business card can say, I'm a DJ, and go out there and be part of it. But very, very few actually are able to break through and break out and be the success that he and Teller have become. Not just to have a Vegas show. I mean, they're a bigger name than even the other acts that are doing illusions and magic in Vegas.
Right.
Because you say their name, nobody says, who's that? No one has ever said,
no one says, they're just a magician.
Or no one says they're just a magician.
Right.
No, not at all. And so he will be able to speak volumes to what we do as entertainers, what's important, what makes the difference, what's made the difference just in his career as he's moved up and become who he has become. What told you to do, did you?
Tom,
we had on the show to teach you how to really win at craps.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You don't win at craps by actually gambling. You win at craps by taking out $1,000, sitting on the table,
waving it around,
and having them come in. It's like, hey, you stay at us for free?
Did you do that?
Play here for free? Did I? I don't have $1,000. Are you kidding?
we need $1 from every listener times 50.
Right.
Thanks for listening, by the way, all 18 of you.
So excited about Penn Jillette coming up at the show. So
really
if that doesn't
cool.
answer your question, then you should post something really scathing on Facebook somewhere, and then we'll go and address it there.
Or, or on YouTube, or go to our website.
Or better yet, make a video.
BillAndJasonShow.com.
Make a video.
Make a video. We love putting videos on the show.
Yeah, we do. So please send us a video of anything. Yeah. So one of the highlights for me of being at the show of one of the speakers was Chris Cox. And Chris isn't Madonna's producer? He did work with Madonna on a project or two, or several
Vogue
projects.
and like he did like everything.
Well, he's done so much more even than that. I mean, he's worked with a lot of big name artists, but it's also like, but you name it, producing, remixing. I mean, he just immersed in a label.
Right.
He had his own label. Still has his own label, I think. Right. He is in the music business.
Mm-hmm. He started out as just a DJ.
And just
with
a
us,
DJ. But I love the way he described DJs. I wrote down a quote of his because he was like. He's like, talking about his remixing songs and saying, he's like, it's like we're these freaky wizards that like take a song and then turn it into something.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, freaky wizards. I love that. Of anything I've heard anybody say about us as DJs, freaky wizard, I'm digging that.
That creates a much bigger possibility about what we can be as well, right there.
Well, and what you can do and what you contribute.
What can a DJ do, and then what can a freaky wizard do?
What's missing in this song? Call in the freaky wizards.
And that's kind of what happened to him when he started creating stuff. He just through the story that he told about what he did. It just kind of all of a sudden he started getting calls from people he could not believe to help create something amazing. Well, starting with I think Giorgio Moroder. Giorgio Moroder.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but he has like the biggest mustache in musical history.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and like even the way he was talking about like his life at the time before all this broke out for him. So he's going to college.
Right.
So he goes to class all day, and then he goes and he's doing mixing and doing mixes for the radio station. So he does that every evening. And then after he's done about 10, 11 o'clock, then he's going to the club. And he's in Vegas. So it's like, clubs go all night.
Right.
So then he's like spinning in the club until like, 7 and 8 in the morning until he goes, I got to go to class.
Right.
You got to get out here, right? And it was like no sleep, constant work, if you will. He was either working on schoolwork because he was a music major. Oh, and he was in a couple bands.
Right.
And it's like all this going on, and never once did I hear him say, oh, I'm so overworked. I was so tired. Oh, I never slept. It was so hard.
Right.
Never, right? Because he was like doing...
He was tuned in
the
thing that was excited about it.
What we all need to be tuned into is like why you love doing it, and then work your butt off to be the best at it.
Yeah,
whatever that looks like for you. Not comparing, because as Robert Huggins says, comparison is the death of happiness. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking just
you get
like
paid every time you mention Robert Huggins.
The best. No, I get paid every time I say it's the death of happiness.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
That's
officially a Robert Huggins mantra. Which, by the way, if you don't know Robert Huggins, he's a DJ and a Jedi.
And he's practicing his Jedi mastery in Australia.
I don't say that because Australia has the largest participants in the Jedi religion. I'm not saying it for that reason. It's more of a metaphorical thing. He is one of several Jedis that I know in my life where I'm like, oh, you are a Jedi master to me.
He really is.
Yeah, just like really wise. But really fun and entertaining. Things like that. Well, it says you should never call a Jedi master to their face.
Oh, well, thank you.
So, anyway, this is a good time for a break.
Oh, well, you're listening to the Bill and Jason Show.
So he says he sees Justin Timberlake come to a party, right?
Okay.
Now this speaks to like, oh, when I'm a star, I'll be this, I'll be that. Lots of people, when they fantasize about being a star, they think a lot about like how others are going to treat them. They're not thinking about like how they're going to be treating others. Or
well, this was around the question he gets asked the most, right? Which is, what's the first best tip you can give me?
Oh yeah, right.
To be a part of this, and that's what started this story.
Don't be a jerk. Be nice to everyone.
Right.
Always be nice to everyone. Because it's like,
always remember people's names.
Well,
he made a big deal about that.
Yeah, it's like that is an excellent skill, top of the list skill,
right,
to do. Do I speak from experience? No, it's on my want to someday pull out my
And I heard
Mr.
it from I heard it one
Mr.
time
White.
from that other guy.
What's his name? Mr. White. I have
Yeah,
his memory
can't remember
program.
his name.
I have the program sitting out. The program is sitting out right here.
I
for
think
me
it's
to-
better that you don't
Here
remember
it
his
is.
name.
Look, here it
Actually,
is. Look, I have it sitting out. See, I am not a liar.
Ron White, before he was a comedian, did a memory course. It was really great. We can't
Well, I
remember
just
his
want
name.
to prove that this is my
and that you could
intention.
remember his name.
And that my intention, though, is to do it because it's at my fingertips that
Right.
I will pick this up and learn how to do this any
Right.
moment.
He just keeps forgetting to do it.
Okay. So Justin Timberlake comes
Yes,
into this party,
sorry.
socializes with everybody, right? Just
Right.
makes a short appearance. And then he's leaving. Now, he's a rock star, but he's like, oh, they don't
Right.
care. He could just be like, you're a turd. And you'd be like, oh, Justin called
Oh,
me
he
a turd.
called me a turd.
Right. You'll be
I
happy
love
about
a
that. But it's
turd.
not what he did.
I'm a Justin turd.
He said goodbye. When he said goodbye to everyone that was there. And it was like about 20 people there
Right.
or more,
Right.
as I recall. Someone will correct us. Put a comment below if the number was different. And
Because we don't remember.
we don't really remember. The important thing is that Justin said by name goodbye to everybody that was in the room.
Right,
By
exactly.
name. So not as only is he like good looking, successful, but also he's got an amazing memory.
Right.
Not fair.
No, it's okay. I don't mind not having a good memory as long as I stay successful and good looking.
So what else do we find interesting about him? Oh, and then he was really talking about how when he was talking about like everybody's a DJ nowadays.
Yeah.
Like everybody's a DJ.
Yeah.
It's like, I got an app on my phone. I'm a DJ now. Like anybody's a DJ. And I think that really struck a really big chord with me, especially when it comes to people like, well, what do I want to take training for? What do I want to get education for? What do I want to develop myself for? Because if everybody can just get access to the same library, there's no barrier to entry.
Right.
Used to be you had to have a music library. That's why people even go, hey, you got a big library, you got a stereo system, come and DJ.
Right. You got a bunch of records.
Right.
You got everything you need.
Now that's anybody. Anybody can have
Everybody
that at their
has.
fingertips with virtually no investment. You could rent the gear and you can go get access to Rhapsody and stream it for crying
Right.
out loud off your phone.
And a lot of people do.
Do the entire thing that way. So if that's the case, what does that do to the value of just strictly showing up and playing music back?
Well, it blows it out of the water.
Well, but if by saying that you mean it makes it really low,
Yeah.
then that's
Because it would be out of the
exactly what
water
it
now,
does.
and it would
right.
be
It's
difficult
like
to
it
breathe
has
'cause
very
it's a
very
little
little value.
fishy.
So what do? You just get mad and give up?
No.
No, you say like, okay, so what am I going to specialize? How am I going to specialize, or what am I going to do? What is passion do I have? What niche am I going to be the best in terms of going?
And what's that going to be?
What is that going to be? What is that for you?
I
What is it going to be for you?
I'm-
Once you figure this out, man, you're going to hit it big.
I'm thinking about it right now. I think what it comes down to is being the best you can be. And you are defined by lots of things, especially as you as a performer, you on stage. And the thing that draws people to you, thing that you connect, that helps you to connect to an audience, or the thing that you use to connect to an audience, the person you are, the performer you are, whether it be great at mixing, whether it be great at telling jokes, whether it be great at making people cry or laugh or being a part of you got great eyes. It works for you. That's you. Whatever that thing is.
Yeah. What do you love to do? How do you love to contribute your talent in entertaining others?
Right. And passionately working on the mastery of it.
Mm-hmm. And then how does that align with the priority of those who want to pay you to come and do what you're doing?
Right. Because once you create what you are, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a yes from everybody. The yes from everybody comes with, all I do is play music. Well, then everybody plays music, so that now you're just kind of lined up, and you maybe get a yes or maybe don't get a yes,
and that is
or
a finite
you
value.
get really great yeses from people that are willing to compensate you in a high way, because only you can prevent forest fires.
That's
only
right.
you can come with that one thing. So what is that one thing? And people call it a lot of different things, from your unique selling proposition to just what makes you a unique person, what makes you a unique performer.
And to be honest, I mean, it's like that's a little bit elusive too, to say like, just be the best you, be you, be great about you, right? And I don't know about you, but I've spent most of my life going, well, but who the hell am I?
Well, that is the question, though.
What is my voice? You've got to find your voice. What is my voice? La, 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 la. Is
Right.
that it?
Right.
Do I use a jar? Hello.
And
Is
as
it in
annoying as that seems, though, it is the truth. It is the thing.
Well, no,
that you have
but-
to do. That's why
but
Justin Timberlake, he has a voice. Okay, Howard Stern has a voice.
Well, and a voice speaking to that is also speaking to like, what is your point of view?
Right, that's
what
what I
is
mean.
your point of view as to really like get it be able to articulate it, commit
Right.
to it, and now you got a thing that you can like. This is my thing.
Right. Don Rickles has a point of view.
Right. And
Johnny Carson had a point of view.
This is a bit of a setup question,
Yeah.
but so what is a really good way, if you have no idea, like, what is my voice? I don't know what my voice is. What's a great way to explore putting yourself in a place where you could discover it?
Well, there's lots of ways to do it, but when it comes to performance, perform as often as possible. Get on as many stages as possible and experiment. Don't necessarily experiment with those clients that are paying you. They're not paying you to experiment and find your voice. They're paying you for the voice that you're already showing off, even if you don't know what that
you're
is.
selling them, whatever they're buying.
Right, but if you can get on stages, open stages, comedy stages, karaoke stages, improv stages, theater, community theater stages. There's lots of places where you can stand in front of people.
For SoundCloud.
If you have the guts and or the cojones to stand on a street corner and try to find your point of view, it's about trying something. It's like trying to hit when you're first trying to read a room with when you're DJing and you play a song, and if it hooks the room and people dancing, you did well. You guessed right. Until you keep guessing until you find it. It's the same thing with what you put out for people. I've found that once your point of view comes out when you become most comfortable in front of a camera, a stage, whatever that is. Once you're most comfortable in front of an audience, and all of a sudden that point of view of yours just comes out, and you need to be present enough to notice it. It becomes a natural thing, and then mastering that natural piece and feeling becomes another thing as well. I mean, we talk about it a lot in the entertainment experience, and the acting teacher who said, I can't really call you an actor till you've been doing this for 20 years, and if you're not going to be acting in a play, you should be taking a class. If you're not taking a class, you should be on stage doing something, because that's the only way you can put your instrument out there long enough to try enough things to find out what your instrument's point of view is. Yeah. And your instrument being everything about you, whether it be your personality, your facial expressions, your voice, your mannerisms, your body, your whole body and mind and heart and passion is your instrument. So being unafraid to get on those stages and throw it out there is where you're going to start to really pinpoint those things. And you'll have a chance to be able to say, well, I'm not really the comedian because I've tried that. And I couldn't really refine it. I really wanted to be, but I can't make it work. But I know what doesn't work. It's like,
well, it's you're speaking to looking for it. You got to go looking for it, because you'll know it when you find it.
Right.
You'll be like, this lights me up. I want to do this all the time.
And people worry about
better.
People worry about being
want more and more of it, and doing workshops, especially.
Right.
Doing workshops and trainings and just trying different, because each workshop, each presenter, everybody that's doing them all comes from a little bit different point of view. It comes from a little bit of, even if we're talking about like some of the same things.
And I found that a lot of people who don't do them, they're doing them out of fear of failing. And that fear of failing stops them when honestly the failing is where they're going to have all the learning. Edison said it, when he said, I didn't fail at creating a light bulb 5,000 times. I succeeded in knowing how not to make a light bulb 5,000 times. And it's the same in this finding that point of view, finding that sweet spot for who you are and what you do on a stage.
How about this point of view? Whatever actions you took, whatever you did to pursue, whatever your performance was, the performance was a failure. You are fine. You're just fine the way you are. The only thing you have to do is modify your performance.
Right. And I don't even like to say that the performance was a failure. It just was.
Well, but when I say performance, I say like loosely that performance. Like I go into a sales meeting and say, don't book me. Well, am I a big failure? No, I'm not a failure. But my ability to communicate the value of what I do, that was a failure.
Right. Yes. Okay. But it was also, we learned something from it. It's, look.
Right. Exactly.
If you go back and do it again, and you fail again doing the same exact thing, then I'd call that a failure. But if you're present enough to see what you made a mistake on, or what didn't work and what was missing, which is one of the things we talk about in our workshop, not that it was bad or wrong, but what was really missing in creating what can be a success. If you look at it that way, then all of a sudden you're moving towards success. With every failure, if you want to call it that, you are moving towards success. As long as you learn and look at and design, look around, what was it that didn't work, and what can I do different next time?
Right. Right. Well, and
Anyway.
the point of that is that you separate yourself from, like, there's nothing
work.
that needs to be like fixed or changed about you because this happened.
It's just new things.
You just need to take new actions.
Well said.
Or whatever it looks
Perfect.
like there. So, anyway, looking
I think
at,
we ought to hold it there then. I think that's a good show, I think.
that's good. I think
Yeah.
we should just
All right. Well, if you haven't gone to the Facebook page and liked us, do that. If you haven't gone to the Twitter feed and followed us, be sure to do that. BillAndJasonShow.com.
For more sermons
subscribe
on
to
success
the
and
YouTube
failure.
page and DJ News TV
DJNTV.
and all that. There you go, DJNTV. That's great. So that's another show, the Bill and Jason Show. We'll see you next time, right?
Just go around and click subscribe to everything.
Bye.
Broadcasting from high atop planet Earth at a rate of 96 kilobytes sampled per second over the interweb in an effort to stop glorifying being busy. This has been an entertainment experience production.